Hi guys and welcome. So I've got my 2011 Ford Explorer Project Gen 5 Explorer. So most of these should be about the same for 11 through 16. Maybe they change it up a little bit after that, but the original 5th gens. Anyway, so my thing is, when I bought this used, this glove box never closed. So first off, it's all smeared off and everything like that. I have to stick a piece of paper in it to make it go down, and I thought it was going to be a simple fix of maybe changing out the little latch for it. Great, you know, you want it to stay down and it doesn't stay down. You want it to open and it doesn't want to open. All right, anyway, so there we go. All right, so you see I have that paper stuck in there to help push this latch here so that it would lock on its locking mechanism here. So it, as you see, won't do it by itself. So I'm gonna change this out. This set of instructions that I'm giving you will also help for not only the little dash piece, glove box piece, but if you need to change out your cups, if you need to do something with your shifter boot, even if you need to change out your terrain control. I think that's what that's called. All right, so this will help you out. What I'm basically gonna be using is a pry tool. Got an old pry tool laying around, and I don't have any metric on me, but I am using a 9/32 socket with a little bit of extension. Let's see if I can get the focus here for you guys. 9/32 socket with this extension. There we go. I guess that would be equivalent to 7. If I'm wrong, please don't yell at me in the comments. Otherwise, all right, let's get to it. So you've heard people talk about what they're needing to do is take off your sides and take off your trim and stuff like that. No, that's not necessary at all. We're going to start you out. Let's go for it. Open up your center pad. This piece right here. So unplug whatever you may have plugged into it. I usually keep my charger plugged into it. Going to get underneath it. You're going to pry it in a twisting motion, which pops it up, okay? And this, of course, is going to be with details on how it's done. So you're going to get up in there and just pry it in a twisting motion, okay? On the side, it simply slides up. But you got to give it a little bit more room on the edge so that it'll let go, okay? Easiest way to do that is you get in with your pry tool. It's just a little bit of a push in the corner, and you can get it out of there. Once you get it out, you're going to carefully pull it back, because what you have on the back end of this is your cigarette lighter still plugged in. You do not have to remove this to get that to get to what you need to. You can just let it kind of laying down. And let me show you the details. The plugs that you're pulling is right here. Right here is a hole, and right here is a hole, which this tab and this tab sinks into. So that's why the action is upward, okay? So do that upward. Anyway, so that gets you out to your first screw right here. Basically, you're gonna loosen up. I've already pre-loosened it, so this is gonna be pretty easy. I don't actually have to use my driver with it. Now, once you get that off, put it somewhere so you don't lose it. I got a little extra bucket over here. Now, next simple step, and you can get your pry tool. We're gonna start at the front and work our way, we're going to start at the back and work our way forward. So starting right here, we're going to get right in between the two trim colors. See how the two trim colors are? We're going to get right in between there, get it straight, and just kind of get at the edge of it and pry it up. And you're going to hear it pop loose, just like that. Now you can slide that through without pushing in. You don't want to push in too much because you got to go around a few things. You can slide that through and up, but first you also want to do it to the other side so you can get it going at the same time and give it a little extra leverage. So again, I'm just going between the material. Almost lost my pry tool there. Going between the material, the two colors, and I'm just prying it up. Okay, prying it up. See, prying it up. You can hear it popping loose. Okay, as this comes up, you can continue pulling up with it. And then just pry it at each point, which gives you a little bit of pressure, because more than likely that's where the tab is. Okay, going up. Good. And continue it forward. See how far I've gotten it up so far? I'm going to continue forward. I'm doing this with one hand, so hopefully you'll be able to do this a lot easier, a lot quicker than me. Now, once you get up to about this point, so let me turn this around, which has pretty much got everything nicely lifted. And over here, from this side, is everything pretty lifted up to there, right? Now you're gonna go underneath. What you're gonna do underneath is you're gonna unplug this one, and that'll give you a little bit more room. You can see these cords hanging down here. These cords are in your way. So you wanna kind of reach in, and you can feel the tab coming back here, and unplug that one cable that's attached to here. Here's the details of it. All right, so like I was saying, you're gonna unplug this. So underneath you see the wires going to it. You got barely any clearance to get up, okay? So you got a couple of things you can do. You can reach under, look under, and you can follow those wires up. Let's see if I can get it in here. There we go. Follow those wires up. There's a tab on one side of it. You're just gonna push that tab in to release the wires. So my tab is right there. So if you were to think about it, that's going kind of in an angle that way, okay? So underneath, tab right there, push it in and unplug it just like that. All right, once you get that done, then you can go up a little bit higher. What I recommend at this point is go ahead, let your engine turn. You don't necessarily have to turn it on, you can just turn to the run position so that you can do your shifter all the way back. That back, it's doing that because I have it unplugged most likely. All the way back allows me to go like this and pull it out, see? And that's it, it released it, okay? If you have a little bit of extra pressure here, you probably still have the tab because, let me show you. See the tab right there? So you're gonna make sure they're up. And here's another one. You have this one, which sinks into that little hole right there. And you have this one. And you have both of those on each side, all right? After you get it up that far, then you're gonna go inside, and you're gonna see right there that little tab. That's where this cable comes down to, which attaches onto the bottom, okay? So you're just gonna simply follow that down, reach in, push that down, and it simply slides out, okay? That's how you remove that. Next thing you're going to discover is that it doesn't want to really come out of here, and you're going to need to remove that, of course. So you're going to go underneath. There's tabs again which attach. Let's see if I can get the focus here. There's tabs underneath which helps to attach the little leather around your shifter knot. See right there? The little dark gray part that's stuck in that silver? The dark gray part is what you want on the other side of where it is now. Between that and the black plastic right here, okay? Between the silver plastic and your black trim, once you get it out of there, it slides down. You're gonna do that to all 5 of those, and I'll show you where those 5 are, okay? As you go up, you see another one right here. Don't forget that one. Pull that tab back as well, push it in, because the tab piece is here. Gotta push it in, and then that'll release it. You could push it from the other side at the same time to give you release. And you're gonna do that to all of them. There's another one down here. I can push it from the back side of it, but my fingers aren't quite small enough, so I'm gonna go in and grab it with my fingernail. Just to kind of grab it and pull it out. If I have 2 hands available, it'd be very, very, very easy for me. You can see it sticking out already, actually. There you go. So that's the one for the front, and the one for the bottom is the same way. There you go. Just pushing it and down. See how easy that is? And that releases it. So as you see upside down, it's got these little tabs like this, okay? There's another one here. Here. So basically you're looking at 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one. You want to kind of, I have nice fingernails, so I'm able to push that back just a little bit and then get up in between there to get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Okay, that's the detail. From underneath, I'm pushing it in the tab, and then I'm pushing down on the front. I'm going to do that in the 5 points, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the other side as well. There's about those 5 tabs. Once you push those down, it'll separate like this. Now you've got good clearance to basically pull it up. Let me put it on autofocus here. To pull it up, back, over, and there you go. All right. Did not have to take off my side pieces at all. Now, I'm changing my glove box, which I've got 3 screws that I'm going to remove. These are Torx. I forget which size is this. There's one there. There's one here. There's one on this side. There's the switch here for the light. You can see these little tabs kind of hold it into place. I'm just going to spread that open to pull it out. And then there's this one light bar which goes around and kind of props into place. That basically kind of tips forward towards you because there's a little tab right there, okay? Right there. So you just want to clear that one, and then that'll just slide on out. And don't forget, of course, your lighter, which is push that tab right there. So you're pushing that tab to release the back end of the lighter. And if that's what you're replacing, that's as simple as it is, okay? On the back end of it, which is your media access, I would say, you've got little plastic pieces like this, and then on the other side as well, here. Sure, but I know I've got this one, and I've got this one over here that pull off to separate that box unit, okay? And they slide through here, see? So that helps to hold it in place. You're gonna lift it off of the little hook, and then it slides out of that little socket, that little slot right there, see? Anyway, that's the details for that. If you need to do your cup holders, those are really simple. Cup holders are basically just some screws, and then the cup holders come off. Make sure you carefully take off your wire connections. And the same thing with your terrain control. Just a couple of screws for that. Unplug the wire, which you already did, and it'll come off. Put it back together and you're set to go. All right, put it back together in reverse of how you took it apart, and you'll be set. I hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. My 2011 Ford Explorer is my project car, so it's always going to have how to fix videos featuring this particular vehicle. I also have a Matrix that I do things on. I also have a Ford Escape, but the Ford Escape actually belongs to my son's channel, and if you haven't seen any Ford Escape fixes, he's got a couple of videos up on that, and his channel is A Kid's Perspective. Once again, that's A Kid's Perspective for my son's YouTube channel. Shout out to him. Usually he is here helping me out so that I can use 2 hands to do it, but not today, so I'm just going for it. Thanks a lot, guys. One thing I would also say about it is when you go to plug it back in, make sure your engine's off and you're in park when you plug it back in. Because if you plug it in with the engine on, it's going to give up a terrain management fault. And I don't know if that's going to interfere with the system or anything like that. But of course, since you're plugging in something that's more electrical, not related to lighting, I recommend that you turn it off. Then you can plug it in. You heard the snap, so that's plugged in. And then that way, when you turn on your ignition, your light comes on and everything's good. Otherwise, if you plug that in and you had your key in the run position, it'll come up and it'll say management terrain fault. So you don't want that to happen. I don't know if that's going to cause any issue because it's like a little temporary thing, but to avoid that, just make sure the ignition switch is off. The only reason why you turned it on was so that you can move your shifter. Remember that. Another quick tip is as you're sliding it in, go ahead and use your pry tool in the corner and just take these out a little bit. You're not taking it off, you're just pushing it out so that it's able to get the tabs that are in there. I don't know if I can see it. There you go. See that tab? You got to line it up for that hole. So moving this back gives you a little bit of easier access to it. So you're not taking it off, you're just moving it back a little bit as you go to reinstall. Once you got the alignment done and it's going to sink into its slot, simply pushes down. Remember, you already put these back. As it goes down, you'll hear it snap into place. Good. And it should line up with your back piece here, which you can reset your screw and tighten that in, and then you're just pushing your side pieces in, which cleans that up, and you're pushing your other side piece in. See, it's got these little pieces like that, so it's no big deal. Just simply goes in, just like that. All right, and you are then going to snap your other piece in by simply lining it up and then pushing it down. I got to do my screw first, so I'll do that. And you're set, all changed out, and I've got my new box in place. Now what's missing on mine is there's these little rubber pieces that go here and here that are missing. That rubber keeps it from setting and staying down. The rubber gives you a little pressure so that when it's in there, it's actually kind of being squeezed down, and when you do the release, it helps to push it up to pop out. So I'll probably pick those up at the dealer, because I don't think the one at the junkyard had it, but I'll go to the junkyard maybe and check it out if the dealer one is like super expensive. But if it's less than $5 to the two little rubbers that go inside of there, then I'll go ahead and get that from the dealer. I'm just going to do the pry with it for now, so I'm basically doing that to get it up. Everything's working nicely. So inside of this hole and this hole most likely is where two little rubber boots go to help assist in keeping everything nicely set, so that when you release it, it'll bounce up. All right, so did a quick fix on it. Basically now it does like it's supposed to, locks and releases. All I did, I found a little piece of felt with some tape, and I put it where those two little holes are here. So clean it off real good. Put something about less than a 1/4 inch thick, just enough to give a little bump. With that tape, it'll hold it in place, and most of the time it's going to be closed anyway, and that does it. And now I can just push it and it's ready. Thanks for watching. I hope this has helped you and given you some tips on how to get to this without having to take everything apart. No, you do not. Wow. No, you do not have to take off your side panels. No, you do not have to take off this trim. You just do what I showed you, and you'll be good to go for the simple things in the middle. All right.